Welcome to Maple Valley in the Audi. Now this is going to be a short race event. It's great to see Maple Valley back at the track, but one thing you have to bear in mind, at Maple Valley, I tend to always go for medium tyres because this track can be absolutely brutal for your tyres. As we come around the first corner, we are in position 8 at the moment. Carnage behind us and everybody having a bit of fun up in front as well. Making a move up the inside of the Focus clearly wasn't the right move, getting a bit squeezed there. So I'm going to swap sides and go up the inside here as the Focus goes out into the gravel pitch. Stick my nose in, a bit of contact and a bit more contact as the Adrian Flux car keeps their line. I also get a penalty for it, a nice 1 second penalty for that. Let me know what you think about that down in the comments below. I think it's a bit more of a racing incident personally. I was up the inside. Obviously, we did have the initial bit of contact, and then they would have known I was there, and then they kept their line and had further contact. Maybe they presumed that I would back off, or maybe just didn't realize I was there, you know, camera view, whatever. Be great to know what you think down in the comments below. Coming around this corner now, making a great move on the Veloster. That's not a Veloster, is it? It's a Elantra. And accelerating out the other side. Coming around here, you want to keep the right hand line as much as you can. And then glide it over to the left. And you're pretty much going almost straight through this section here. Over the hill, see the darker patch of tarmac. That's why I start turning right. And down the hill we go. We are up to position 6. Bearing in mind we do have that 1 second penalty. So any time or position gain, we also need to add a second on to that. Over the start and finish line, looking out for the curb on the left hand side, braking down to 4th gear, letting the car coast round down to 3rd gear and start applying the power gently as we come out the other side and getting up behind the Audi up in front, keeping to the right here and then letting off the throttle for this corner onto the curb and out the other side. Be careful, that gravel patch on the outside is absolutely ruthless. I'll call that the Sarlacc pit because as soon as you go into the gravel, you are just sinking into it and you stop. Anyway, making a move up the inside of the Audi, VW Golf comes over, goes back over to the right. I'm going to stick my nose in up the inside here, braking down the 3rd gear. Golf is squeezing, but keeping their line and actually giving me a good amount of space. Looking out for the whiteboard on the right hand side, down to 2nd gear and turning in. Could go through this section a little bit faster, but I'm trying to keep away from the cars and give a good bit of space. I'm going to make a move up the inside of this Golf here now, onto the grass. Lovely move right there, and up the hill we go. 0 contact and almost leaning on each other through that corner there. These two up in front are having some fun, so I'm going to try and make a move up between these two guys, and that's not going to be easy as them two are also battling. Track's not exactly wide, so you got to pick your moment. So that wasn't the moment, but I made them aware that I'm right up behind them. So coming down here now, absolutely flat out, turning in, touch to that curb, and the Elantra goes wide. Please don't hit me, please don't hit me. Oh, that was close. That was very close. So that is 1 position gone. We need to try now and overtake this Golf up in front. So coming around here in 3rd gear, then into 4th, coming around, keep to the right hand side of this track, and then just a touch of the, let off the throttle, touch of the brakes, get the tyres to grip in. Come around the section now, getting very close to that Golf up in front. They are defending, so it's going to be quite hard to overtake. So I'm going to have to take the outside line up this hill, which does not give us the optimal line for this corner up in front. So it brakes in as the black wall ends down in 3rd gear. Golf is keeping that position and going very slowly into this corner, probably because they're a bit more compromised, so they have to go slowly. Braking at the whiteboard on the right hand side, turning in and accelerating at the side. Hopefully I can make that move again. I just did on the other car a moment ago in this section here. Golf is squeezing me, but I am up the inside. I'm going to go up the lawn. Bit of contact was there, so I'm going to let them take that position back and try and overtake again in a second. They've gone wide, so I'm going to go up the inside. That's how it's done. Lovely move right there. And we are now up to position 2. We are 6.2 seconds away from the car up in front with 3 laps left to go. Bearing in mind though, just come to my head again, was I do have that 1 second penalty, so we do have to find, there's 1 second. We've got to maintain that now and not go and compromise it in any way. Yeah, easily done to go off on this track, and especially at the Sarlacc pit, because that corner is absolutely ruthless. So we're coming around here now, keeping to the right hand side of the track, and then just a touch of brakes onto that curb and accelerating out the other side, flat out from that moment and all along down here. As we get onto the bridge, there's a slight kink of a left turn. It can catch you out if you don't catch it right, because I've seen many people go into that wall. Brake as the black wall ends on your left hand side, down the third gear and turning in. Turning in a little bit too early there and accelerating out the other side. See the boards on the right hand side, the white board in the middle is my next braking reference, down to second gear, turning in. 5.2 seconds away from the car up in front, so we are gaining time on them. And also gaining time from the cars behind. Up here we go, absolutely flat out, because the hill does push you into the ground and really helps you with steering. I'll go into third gear coming around this section now and hold that inside line, bring it out to the outside and bring it back in, keep to your right hand side here, and then like I say, you can pretty much go straight on through this section. A little bit of turning here and there, but more or less straight, and really do gain a huge amount of time, because now we are 3.5 seconds away from the cars behind and only 4.4 seconds away from the car up in front. I don't think we're going to have enough laps in us to be able to catch up to that car, because we've only got 2 laps left to go. And yeah, 4 seconds, I don't know, unless they're on soft tires, then this lap and the next lap will be compromised more than likely. But I really don't think they are on soft tyres. Be interesting to know. Be interesting to know. Coming around here now, flat out and over the bridge we're going to go. I'm going to say under the bridge there, but we go over the bridge, then we go under the bridge. And lovely autumn trees right there. Lovely bit of red and orange and yellow. There's one green one. There's a few green ones now. But anyway, stop getting distracted at the scenery and accelerating out the other side. Coming down here, we are still 4.1 seconds away from the car in front and 5.1 seconds away from the cars behind. Accelerating out of here onto the curb and under the bridge we go. Flat out up this section now, and then as soon as you start hitting the curb, I'll put it down to third gear, let the engine control the car coming around here. A little bit of throttle now and again to keep the speed up. Coming around here now into fourth gear, rubbing that line on the right hand side, and then coming back over and pretty much going straight through here again. 3.7 seconds away, 3.6 from the car up in front. Flat out down here now. Now you got to be careful, even on medium tyres, this last lap is going to be a point in a corner that the tyre is going to click onto minor wear, and there is going to be a difference. And the last thing you want it to be is on a corner that you need it to be cornering. 3.2 seconds away from the car up in front, now 7.7 seconds away from the cars behind, and tyres are screaming a little bit there. There's any moment now that the front tyre is going to click onto minor wear. And thank golly we're past the Sarlacc pit, because that is one of the corners that does make me nervous. Flat out up here we go and over the bridge. Looking out on the left hand side for the painted water end, and that is our braking reference, down the third gear, turning in, and then accelerating out the other side. 3.1 seconds away from the car in front, 8.9 seconds away from the cars behind. Braking at the second side, down the second gear. Can come around here in third gear, it depends on your ratios, and accelerating out the other side. Lost a little bit of time from the car up in front there. I'm thinking more preserving my position on the track than I am trying to catch up the car in front, because it's really, I wasn't going to make it, I don't think. So coming around here now, and then there we go, click onto minor wear. I knew it was going to be a point, and thankfully it's that point where it's nice and wide. Over here we go, you can actually start feeling the tyres are not at that optimal grip level, let's put it that way. There's a ghosted car up in front as we're coming down here now, flat out. I wonder if we could get in front of that ghosted car quick. Come on, come on, come on. You can do it. There we go. overtaking the purple Honda Civic with the green bonnet, crossed the line in position 2. But before we move on to our next race, I'd like to take a moment out to thank our channel members, which is Jeffrey Anderson, Andy Good, Sigmatic, DMC Motorsport, Daniel Adams, John Burns, AK47, Sapphire, and Slow. Thank you guys very much for supporting the channel. And if you enjoy what you're watching, don't forget to like and subscribe. On to the next race, where we are at Hakone again in the Audi. Now, we haven't qualified for this race again, and we are starting off in position 12. Which is quite nice, really, because there was a lot of people that did qualify for this race, which is quite nice to be starting off further down the list, providing things don't go too crazy, you know? As cars go 4 wide in front, and I ended up touching the back of the Audi. Going 4 wide into turn 1 is never usually optimal. Brave, yes. Optimal, no, not so often. I've seen it work once or twice, but not very often. It is quite a rare situation. But we are still in position 12, so can't really grumble too much of that. Losing the position down to 13. Going wide, please don't get a penalty. Nope, we didn't. Thank golly for that. The system isn't this crazy today. But we have got a run on the cars behind, and thankfully we have a bit of slipstream from the car up in front, going really quick actually, and managing to make a move on the cars on the right hand side. Now this is where things are going to get a little bit funky and a little bit tight as we're coming around this latter section of the track. Back end stepping right out. Would have loved to be able to carry on that little slide and come out facing the right direction for this corner, but it wasn't meant to be. We still have gained a position back though. We're back to 12. We just need to overtake this Honda Civic up in front. And I'm going to stick my nose in to make it look like I'm making a move to see if I can play him, which did work a little bit actually, because they did take that corner quite tight, which is what I want really. Coming around this corner now, accelerating up the hill, looking out for just after the 100 board. That is going to be our braking point. And braking down the 3rd gear, turning in, touching that curb, accelerating to the side. Again, be careful, don't cross that line on the right hand side until you pass the triangle section as it closes in, because I tell you now, I've had mental penalties from that, and it is quite frustrating. It's so easily done. Coming around here now, we have made a move on the Honda Civic, so we have got the run. Audi behind is also looking to try and capitalize upon the slipstream. Just letting off the throttle now, touch of the brakes as we're coming around this corner, and then we're going to be turning in. Not too sure what's going on with the cars up in front, but we're going to find out now, because I don't know why they went so wide. Where are we going to go? We're going to go through the middle here. We're going to go to the right. I guess we're going to go to the right. Yep, that is another 2 positions there. We're braking into this corner now. Thank you very much. Everybody's getting squeezed into turn 1, and the Hyundai to the left isn't too happy with the Audi up in front, I guess, because a bit more rubbing has taken place. We touch on the brakes here, turning in, didn't get the best of lines up the other side. The launcher behind said you can go through faster through there, get a move on. Thank you very much. I needed that little shove to get the speed going, and we're going to see if we can make a move on this Audi up in front. So, run it up. Reezy is ahead of us right now. There's quite a gap between us and the cars up in front. So it's going to be a bit of a tall order after we're overtaking this car to catch up to the cars up in front. We're going to go squeeze up the inside here. Oh, lovely. Bit of apex syndrome right there. Leave the door wide open like that. Someone creeps their way in. Actually, I didn't really creep my way in. Slid my way in because I was mountain of room, and they still want to hit the apex. Lovely. Anyway, we lost our positions. We're down to position 11, so we've got to work our ways back up again. If you think I'm wrong about that corner though, let me know down in the comments below. It'd be lovely to hear what you think. And if you think it's a racing incident, just put down what your thoughts about the whole incident is, and the reasoning behind it all. Anyway, coming around here now, onto the curb, accelerating out the other side. Want to use a bit of slipstream as we go down this back straight from the car up in front. 0.7 seconds away, so we are going to be in the optimal point of slipstream, thankfully. And, well, not optimal. Optimal is at 0.4, but we are within the slipstream, which makes a huge difference. Even though it's not as powerful as it once was, you can reel people in. As you can see now, we are now 0.3 seconds away, so it does make a huge difference. Coming around here now into third gear, turning in, gone a little bit slow, could have gone through a bit faster and accelerating out the other side. They have gone wide. I wonder if we can get a penalty for that. I guess not. Coming over, there we are, overtaking, and we have, well, we are now in the top 10. Well, we are on the top 10, which is, I don't mind being along, if you know, don't mind being in the top 10. Would love a few more places though, so we're gonna have to try and catch up to the car up in front. We are actually better on our lap times. I wonder what our optimal lap time is going to be at the end. We are now on a 107.764. I reckon I can get it into the 106s. We are medium tires, and hopefully maybe other drivers are on soft tires, and last lap may be compromised, so they're always that kind of time gain. It's hard to tell sometimes whether it's worth it or not, you know, being on medium tires. I have the grip for longer but not as much of it, you know. It is a gamble, and is it worthwhile gamble? That's the big question of it all. We are now 1.5 seconds away from the car in front, 0.9 seconds away from the car behind. Thankfully, that means they're not going to be in the slipstream. We have set a 106.651 lap time. I reckon I can get it less than the 106. Just got to find 6 tenths. But I don't think it's going to be in this race. To be fair, I don't think it's going to be this race. We are again a little bit better than our previous lap time, but there is certainly a lot of room for improvement, as we just braved the limits there. That was close. Oh, we found a 10th. Anyway, 1.6 seconds away from the car up in front, which is not optimal, but we are 1.2 away from the car behind, which is optimal. I would love to have been able to catch up to the cars a bit more in front, but I think they are playing with each other to the fact of they have a bit of slipstream, so it is going to be quite hard to catch them up. I say that, I think I've got a lot closer. 1.1 second away. 1 second away. That last corner, I found, well, they lost half a second, which is insane. And we have just set a 106.434, which is also insane. But great, thankfully though, we are 0.9 seconds away from the car up in front. So hopefully if we can make these next 2 corners work optimally, that means we might have a bit of slipstream down that back straight, which may also increase our lap time whilst closing the gap from the cars up in front. Breaking down the third gear here, turning in onto that curb and accelerating out the other side. We get close to those limits again. 0.6 seconds away from the cars up in front. So that means we're going to have slipstream whilst them two are going to have a side draft on each other. So hopefully we might actually push it into 105s. Let's keep an eye out for that. Not too sure if we can make a move. We are 5 tenths up on this lap at the moment. And the Audi up in front is heavily defending, so it's going to be quite hard. I don't want to lose too much time or have a collision. So we're going to go left here. Nope, they're going to go left. So I'm going to swing it right over to the right hand side of the track and see if we can make that move. We are getting squeezed again. I think the Audi's squeezing the Hyundai and the Hyundai is trying to get more space. So they're squeezing me. And yeah, it's quite messy. But we have set a 106.219, which is quite nice. Quite nice, I'm not going to lie. Just another 2 attempts to find and we'll be in the 105s. I'm not too sure what happened behind, but the Audi went really wide. So I don't think there was any collision from the car behind, but they just went weird. Don't know. Anyway, I didn't see it. So accelerating out the other side, down this back straight. We are half a second down this lap. And the Audi behind is trying to, well, stay in my slipstream and catch up as we're going through the section now. Going around here, keep to the right hand side and then start slowly releasing that throttle and let the car coast in, touch of the brakes down to 4th gear, come around here into 3rd gear and then start accelerating back through this corner. It is kind of a funky corner because it's not a smooth curve all the way around. It goes round and then straight and then tighter. So you have to bear that in mind. It's not a linear progression going around the corner. It is different. Anyway, coming around here now in 4th gear onto the curb just before the shadow, touching the brakes down in 3rd gear, turning in. As soon as I take your wall on the left end, start accelerating out the other side. Come over to the right hand side of the track along here, just after the 100 board. Just touching the brakes down to 3rd gear, turning in. Want to just touch that curb on the inside and accelerating out of the corner. Stay away from the curb on the outside because you get a lovely penalty there. And accelerating down this back straight again. Could have improved that lap time, but it is our final lap and the tyres are quite worn. Got close to 105s, but we didn't get it this time. So there's always next time. Come around here now, keep it to the right, touch the brakes, let the car coast in. I'm more defending, so I don't want to lose that position from the car behind. I understand they also have a penalty, but I also would like to stay in this position regardless of the penalty. So coming down in now, I'm not too sure what's going on with the time. They were 3 seconds away, then they wasn't. In front, they went to 7 seconds away. Interesting. Anyway, we crossed the line in position 8. Thank you all for watching. See you all next time. Goodbye.